morning, East Alabama and West Georgia. Dr. Don in here with you on your Sunday morning deja vu. We went through this yesterday morning. Here we are again. Let me set up the situation for you. It's 7:25 a.m. on your Sunday morning, and it is May 18th, 2025, and we are looking at some strong thunderstorms across East Alabama, about to move into West Georgia. The National Weather Service has issued a severe thunderstorm warning now for portions of Clay and into Randolph County in east central Alabama, and a brand new severe thunderstorm watch has just been issued for West Georgia. Let me read the warning to you first. A severe thunderstorm warning is in effect for central Talladega County in east central Alabama, Randolph County, for southeastern St. Clair County, northern Tallapoosa County, northern Chambers County, southern Cleburne, northeastern Coosa, and Clay County in central Alabama. At 7:14, severe thunderstorms are located along a line extending from near Logan Martin Lake to near Winterboro to near Stewartville, moving to the east at 70 miles per hour. 70-mile-per-hour wind gust and quarter-sized hail are possible with these storms as they move through. You could expect for there to potentially be some hail damage to vehicles and some tree damage with these as well as the storms move through. So, again, that is a severe thunderstorm warning now in effect for a large piece of East Alabama. And so heads up for you folks in West Georgia. We're talking Troup and Heard and possibly even Carroll County, as the National Weather Service has now issued a severe thunderstorm watch mostly for west central Georgia for several hours this morning. Now we're looking at radar, and we can see a couple of different areas here of where the strongest part of this storm is. Now, I'll caution you that overall, you could see significant wind anywhere where you see red. So I'm not suggesting that just because you're not in certain areas that you're not going to get any significant weather. You certainly could anywhere inside that warning polygon this morning. But you'll notice where the purples are. Heads up Wadley. This thing is about to move through Wadley, and it's going to be very strong right here in Wadley down in southwestern Randolph County. You see that purple? That is some significant wind, most likely greater than 60 miles per hour, and we've probably got some hail right there too. So this thing moving into Wadley as we speak, and even up there to the north, up around the Corinth community. This is going to be pretty strong as it moves through your area. Then everywhere else you see those pieces of purple and where it starts to kind of get light pink. That's where the heaviest part of this storm is going to be. But if you're in the yellows and reds, you got weather going on. There's no question about that. And all this is moving off to the east. So this is going to be a situation that you got to look out for in Roanoke, even up toward Wedowee. Wedowee just had a strong storm this time yesterday morning. A lot of power outages and trees down up there. We were broadcasting live in Roanoke yesterday morning when all this came through. And Wedowee caught the worst end of that yesterday, and you got another one coming your way right out Highway 48. We have a lot of lightning out there, and this is going to be a pretty significant storm that's moving through. So again, all of Randolph, Clay, northern Chambers, northern Tallapoosa, northern Coosa, central Talladega, southern Cleburne, southern Calhoun, you're all under a severe thunderstorm warning for this complex of storms that's moving through East Alabama this morning. Then it's going to move into West Georgia. And so the National Weather Service now issuing a severe thunderstorm watch for a large portion of west central Georgia this morning. So we're getting ground truth reports that it's definitely rough in Wadley right now, and that's because of this cell that we're telling you about that's moving through Wadley, moving off to the to the east, and you can see it right there. See it, that last volume scan, it's right there on top of Wadley right now. It stretches from about, the worst of it stretches from about Forester's Chapel, right down Highway 33 down to Wadley, and then kind of tapers off to the southwest down to near Davidson. So the core of this moving right over downtown Wadley. And this is going to come right out Highway 22, Roanoke, so heads up. This is headed directly toward you. Now, again, all of Randolph County is getting heavy weather, but where you see that purple, and there's Wadley right there, where you see that purple is where the absolute worst of this storm is taking place at the moment. This area that I'm drawing on the screen is the strongest part of this. Not to say it's not storming to the north, it certainly is. But that area you see there, the pinks and the purples, that's where the heavy wind is. And this is moving to the east, moving toward Roanoke. It's going to come right out Highway 22. And I zoom back out and let you look at the big picture. You can see that this storm's going to affect all of East Alabama as it moves through this morning. Report from County Road 43 up there around the Corinth community. Massive lightning, very hard rain. Almond Malone community reporting heavy rain. Pea-sized hail in the mountain community. Thank you, Miss Kay. Big thunder in Wedowee. Again, if you're just joining us, the National Weather Service in Birmingham has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for multiple locations in East Alabama. Randolph, Clay, Talladega, Southern Cleburne, Calhoun, Northern Chambers, Tallapoosa, and Coosa for a complex of thunderstorms moving through East Alabama this morning. And we also have a brand new severe thunderstorm watch that's just been posted for west central Georgia. That includes all of the Dr. Don coverage counties of west central Georgia: Carroll, Heard, Troup, Harris, Coweta, and Meriwether. The watch actually goes all the way into Atlanta Metro and down to Warner Robins and east. Just to the northeast of Macon. P to quarter-sized hail in Motley. Lightning bad in Wedowee, pea-sized hail. Renee, where are you at? Hail in Wadley. Okay. Raining in Dickert with lots of thunder and lightning. Yeah, see, there's times like this. I know some of you are still in the bed. This is the kind of setup where you've got to make sure you have a NOAA weather radio to wake you up. I know it's early. It's early on a Sunday morning. Folks like to sleep in a little bit on Sunday morning. You got to have a NOAA weather radio to wake you up for stuff like this. Hail in Wadley. Hail on Robert Street, just up from Southern Union. Baba G says it's crazy in Lineville. Again, this is kind of a deja vu for you folks in Clay and Randolph County. We dealt with this yesterday morning. And here we go again with more strong storms out there this morning. So a question was asked, what's the weather like the rest of the day after we deal with this? And we should go, after we get the severe threat out of here this morning, we should only have just a slight chance of a pop-up shower this afternoon. We'll hit 80 degrees for your afternoon high. 80% chance of showers and thunderstorms. That's this morning. And only about a 20% chance this afternoon and tonight. So I think this is the main show for today. We get it over with early, then the rest of the day may not be that bad. Mandy's reporting pea-sized hail on County Road 43 in the Corinth community. Power's out in Ashland. Valley, this thing's coming right straight to the east. You know, I don't know that it... we see this little piece that stretches down to the south of Alexander City. That may come across the Valley area, but the majority of this, I think, is going to move north of Valley. But who knows? I mean... This whole thing could look different in the next 30 minutes, so we just got to watch it together. I will say that the most intense part of this, let me zoom in a little closer. You'll notice that just before Wadley, we had a big area of pink. Now, out there around the Dickert community, we still have some pink inside of this, or purple, but it's not as concentrated as it was. It's still a very respectable storm, though. So we have a new severe thunderstorm warning now for Hurd and Troop. And that's going to be for this storm coming out of Alabama that's moving across Randolph County. The National Weather Service in Peachtree City has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for southern Carroll County in northwest Georgia. Heard County in west central, and Troup County in west central Georgia, and western Coweta County until 9:30 a.m. Eastern. At 8:37, severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from near Camp Sequoia to Cragford to near northern Lake Martin, that's in Alabama, moving to the east at 65 miles per hour. Hazard with this storm is 60 mile per hour winds and quarter-sized hail. So again, that's a severe thunderstorm warning for southern Carroll, Heard, Troup, western Coweta counties of west central Georgia until 10 a.m. this morning. I'm sorry, until 9:30 a.m. this morning. And severe thunderstorm warnings continue now for Randolph, Clay, southern Cleburne, Calhoun, northern Chambers, northern Tallapoosa counties in Alabama. And that's the storm right there. That's what's prompting the Weather Service for these warnings. More reports of hail on County Road 43 in Randolph County. No, we've got it this morning. There's a slight chance of a pop-up shower this afternoon, and then we have another chance of severe weather on Tuesday. This is a very active severe weather season. This is what our severe weather season typically in an active year can look like. This is not something that we deal with every year, but this is an active severe weather season. It is winter and summer fighting here. It's called spring. It's pretty normal for this kind of stuff. Now, we go through periods of time where we don't see much, and the last couple of years have been like that. We just didn't have much of a severe weather season because our temperatures were just so mild throughout the winter months and summer months that there wasn't such a drastic difference between hot and cold. And you're probably going, well, there is no difference between hot and cold. It's hot outside, has been for days. It doesn't really matter that much about what's going on at the surface. It's what's happening in the upper levels of the atmosphere. That's where the battle takes place. And so you get above, 5, 6, 7,000 feet, and you have temperatures that are in the sub-zero range, and then at the surface you have temperatures 70, 80 degrees. Now you can see where that battle takes place between hot and cold, and that's what's causing these storms. And we've got a significant difference between temperatures in the upper levels of the atmosphere and the surface, and it has been that way now for several weeks, and that's what's causing us to have such a active severe weather season this year. Well, Jeremy's making the best out of it. He's got his cup of coffee going. I had to bounce so quick I haven't had a cup of coffee this morning. Y'all know, most of you know, I was in Randolph County yesterday. Left the studio at 2:45 a.m. Eastern Saturday morning. That's 1:45 a.m. Alabama time. And drove to Roanoke, set everything up, got ready to go. We did 2 breaks, and then the storm hit yesterday morning and wiped out our internet. And it took a good hour and a half to get the internet back up. We were able to do a few more breaks before it was over. Then I returned back to North Georgia yesterday afternoon. Didn't get back until about 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon. So the doctor was exhausted. So I may have been one of those that slept in for a moment this morning. And so when all of my alarms started going off and the warning was issued for you guys down there in East Alabama, I had to bounce pretty quick to to get on so we could give you coverage. And I have not had my coffee yet this morning, so hang in there with me. Not only that, but you'll notice the radar looks a little different this morning. Long story, but I forgot to deactivate my license on my portable computer when we were live yesterday. So, unfortunately, this particular software I use is quirky like that. So I've got to dig that computer out of the car and deactivate the license before I can bring it back into the studio. And I forgot to do that last night. So we're having to use Radar Omega, which is a good radar product. Don't take me wrong. It's great. It shows us exactly what we want to see. But it just looks a little bit different. We'll get that fixed before we have to go live again. But if you're just joining us, the storm moving into the Roanoke area now. And again, we still see some pinks in there, some purples. But it's not as prevalent as it was. Now, this is still a very strong thunderstorm, and you're definitely going to know it's there. And a warning is certainly plausible for this particular storm. But I just don't see the pockets of purple. I mean, there are some, but it just doesn't look as significant as it did about 30 minutes ago. And there's a good look at the entire area. You know, I am noticing some development down here on the south end of this. So we're going to have to watch that for places like Dadeville, Lafayette and south, down into southern Chambers, perhaps even Lee County. Northern Lee could get some of this, and Lynette and Valley. So we're going to be looking over here. We're going to be looking over to the west, maybe down in central Tallapoosa County to see what that's going to do. That thing's blowing up pretty quick right there coming across Lake Martin. Again, just looking at that cell down there that's developing over Lake Martin down in southwestern Tallapoosa County. I don't like where that's at. I'm just going to be honest with you. That's down here on the southern end of this line, and it's developing very rapidly. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Hey, Joe in Texas, Georgia, drove through there twice yesterday. Power's out in Roanoke. Lights flickering in Wadley. Yeah, the first time I drove through was yesterday morning. Wee hours of yesterday. I don't think I know all the sidewalks had been rolled up. All right, so the Weather Service is saying the same thing I just said, talking about the fact that there's better instability further to the south. So there is a tendency for the activity to build further south with time. So it wouldn't surprise me to see some development off to the south, and we're already seeing it. We're seeing the tail end of that storm that's coming through Tallapoosa there is building outside of the watch box. So that's the point that's been made to the National Weather Service, and they're concurring with that. So we may be about to see an extension of the severe thunderstorm watch a little bit further to the south. Again, if you're just joining us, it is 7:51 a.m. on May 18th, 2025. Dr. Don's in here with you as we are covering some severe weather across East Alabama and West Georgia. Kind of the same situation we dealt with yesterday, except today we go severe thunderstorm warning for a larger area. Yesterday morning, this was pretty much one line of storms that swept through East Alabama, and we had a couple of special weather statements. But this morning, we've got a complex of thunderstorms, and we have multiple severe thunderstorm warnings that are out there this morning. And we have a brand new watch that's been issued for West Georgia, and we have warnings in West Georgia. Let me say the watch it won't last all day. We're basically looking at this complex of storms. This is what we're dealing with today. And once it moves past your house, the severe threat's pretty much done. Now, while it looks like this, the intensity is waning up here in Randolph, it's ramping up in Chambers. If you'll notice the last couple of loops there, the last couple of volume scans, you'll see that purple show up again. Right there along Highway 431 from about 5 points down to Buffalo. That is a strong piece of the storm crossing over 431 from 5 points down to Buffalo. That's in Chambers County. And then back off to the northwest, Hay Penton. Getting pretty rough at your place right now, or at least it should be. Frog Eye. That's headed directly toward Lafayette. So heads up if you're down here in Lafayette. Still keeping a close eye on this one that's from about Dadeville back down to extreme northeastern Elmore County. That's moving southeast also. That's going to run right there along and parallel with 280. Well, Melissa, I'm sorry that you're dealing with that tree that hit your house, and so I hope things get better for you. Power on and off near Highway 48, Midway Community, getting pretty crazy there. County Road 43, lights going off and on. Conditions should start to improve for you in Wadley here pretty quick. Mountain Community, things are getting better for you there in southern Clay County. And things should start to improve for you in Wadley here pretty quick. The whole complex is moving east-southeast, Remy, and as it moves into some of this air down here to the south that is a little more conducive for severe weather, we are seeing some intensification along this line of storms. Now it looks like from about Dadeville back to 5 points is where the strongest part of this is. This is the absolute strongest part of the line, though this entire area is strong. Well, you see those purples. That's where the absolute heaviest part of all of this is taking place. And we're talking about 5 points back down to about Dadeville. High winds went through level roads. Things are getting better up in Randolph County. I mean, you should be what you've got left in Randolph County is just a strong thunderstorm. The severe part, the severe part of all this is certainly shifted down into Chambers County. Thank you, Mayor McKay. That's a good ground truth report there. Calming down in Wadley. That's a good thing. Getting reports of some power outages in Wedowee. Showing 522 customers out in Tallapoosa County, 238 customers out in Coosa. Bear with me here. Get reports of some power outages in Roanoke. No power in Cragford. Lots of rain. Let's see, you folks down there in Hughley, you're looking back up into this storm. You got the sun rising in the east, hitting those clouds, and they're coming right at you. So this is going to look incredibly ominous as it moves into your area. So you folks down there in eastern and southeastern and southern Chambers County, you look back to the northwest, and this is going to look ugly. And it is ugly. So you don't need to be outside. I know a lot of folks getting ready to maybe go to early church, and it's Sunday. We do lots of things on Sunday, but I encourage you not to drive in this. You hear it all the time. You see it all the time. Every time there's severe weather, there's always somebody involved in an automobile. Automobiles are the absolute worst place you can be. That's worse than being in a mobile home. An automobile is the worst place you can be. I know you think, oh, a car is real heavy. That'll be a safe place to be. That's not the case. 70-mile-per-hour winds, which is what this storm is capable of, can topple an automobile like it's not even there. Don't put yourself in that position. Don't. The only thing you're safer from in an automobile when it comes to severe weather is lightning, because you're on those rubber tires. You're insulated, but that's it. Wind, falling trees, tornadoes, which is wind. These are all things that you don't want to be in an automobile if you're dealing with that type of weather. So just wait for this to pass. I mean, this line is moving at 60, 70 miles per hour, so it'll be out of your area pretty quick. I mean, things are already improving up in Randolph. They've already improved in Clay. I mean, if this were the middle of the night, which is when we deal with most of our severe weather, I'd be telling Talladega and Clay and Cleburne good night, because your severe threat has ended. Randolph, we've got to get this completely out of your county, and it is moving quickly toward the Georgia state line. Western Randolph County, things are improving quickly. And up in Cleburne County, all except for the extreme southern portions of the county, you're in the clear up there. And this is headed into West Georgia, and it appears that the energy has shifted to the southern end of this, where it looks like the heaviest part of this storm now, the most significant severe weather. I'm not saying the only significant. I'm talking about the most significant weather now appears to be from 5 points all the way back down to about Tallahassee. And there's a little break there between Camp Hill and Tallahassee where we don't have anything at all happening. But that is definitely where the most significant weather is taking place now. Along this line. And then we have more that's developing off down to the south. And this stuff is moving in this general direction, maybe a little bit more like so. Now, the northern part of this is still strong. That is strong. This is just not as strong as what we're seeing down here. So this is going to move into Carroll, Hurd, Troup. And this stuff down here is going to be more of a southern Troup, Harris, Muskogee effect. Yeah, those of you who are reporting there, Omaha, this is moving through Omaha. It's moving through Lafayette right now. It's moving through 5 points. It's clearing out of Roanoke, so things should start to improve in Roanoke. You still have got pretty nasty wind now in Rock Mills, all the way up at County Road 87 in Randolph County. But I'll tell you, that part of the storm that's in eastern Randolph County from Graham down through Woodland, through Big Springs, into Weehadkee and Rock Mills, that part of the storm is not nearly as significant as what we're seeing down in Chambers County. It is strong, but the severity level here, we'll call that part in Randolph County about a 1, and that part down in Chambers County about a 5. In a 1 out of 5 as far as severe thunderstorm is concerned. That part in Chambers County looks much more significant. And it's got a little more of a Boeing segment to it as well, so it would stand to reason we've got more wind going on down here. Dickert, things should be improving for you pretty quick. You're just about completely out of the storming part now. You'll notice we've got a little swirl going on here. It almost looks like a low pressure system moving across Randolph. So that's not a storm. That's just the way that overall structure of this particular system has constructed itself this morning. But could still be breezy across Clay and Randolph County for another hour or so. Tanya said Bud Cummings Road's about a 4. Well, you're certainly down there on the south end of Randolph, which is closer to where the heaviest stuff is. So I'm telling you, this thing coming through Chambers County is causing a ruckus this morning. And it's about to be on top of Lynette Valley, West Point area. Large hail in Welch. Teresa, give me something to compare that to. What do you consider large? We're talking pea size, penny size, nickel, quarter. Give me something to judge that. Softball, baseball, grapefruit, soccer ball. I'm just kidding. Power out in 5 Points. Power's out in Newell. Power out on 112 in Woodland, Bethel East area. Wedowee should be fine. The heaviest part of this is already cleared to Wedowee. Now, you could certainly have some more showers, and you could have some more thunder and lightning, but the severe part of it's already cleared to Wedowee. Golf ball size hail. Now, that's pretty significant. And where is that, Teresa? Stroud. Okay, golf ball sized hail in Stroud. I told you that part of the line was much more significant than what we're seeing up in Randolph right now. Right, Matt? That would be horrible. All right, so 5 Points is reporting dime-sized hail to golf ball-sized hail, mostly dime-sized hail. Okay. This is all moving toward the east. And again, folks, I apologize. The only thing about Radar Omega I don't like is the city labels are so small. It's really hard to see. We'll get our normal radar back up. I promise you, the moment we stop broadcasting this morning, I'm going to fix that because I'm out of my element. This is not what I'm accustomed to. It does fine. It gives us the exact same data. It just looks a little bit different, and it works a little bit different. And that's 100% on me. I just simply forgot to deactivate my license on my WSV3 when we packed up yesterday, and it's buried in the vehicle. I have to go out there and dig all that out to deactivate so I can reactivate on our studio system. And that's just the way my luck runs. And yes, Pine Mountain, this is moving in your general direction. So you're going to catch that part of this storm that, at least at the moment, appears to be the heaviest. And look at, let me go in here. All right, so there's LaGrange. There's a heavy piece coming across the Alabama-Georgia state line, really running right out Highway 109. So again, you don't want to be out here driving, folks. If you're going to be driving from LaGrange back into Alabama or Alabama over to LaGrange, don't do it right now. Let this storm move through. You're not invincible. You're not safe in your automobile. People say, it's rain. I'm fine. Until you're not. This is not something to mess with. I was talking to a truck driver the other day. Well, actually yesterday. And he told me, so I drove trucks for 23 years. And he said, I never had a sense of respect for weather until I started doing that. He said, now you mentioned severe thunderstorm, and I'm on that road. I'm finding somewhere to pull over. Even in an automobile, he says he respects it that way today. And that's the way you should respect weather. Don't drive into these storms. You're not invincible. Your automobile is not going to protect you from this type of weather. So what you guys hear in the background, I'm actually set up to receive severe weather alerts for East Alabama. through multiple different mass notification apps. That one you were just hearing is the Regroup app for Randolph County. And they are just rebroadcasting the severe thunderstorm warning. And we have, let me read this one for you again, too. This is a new severe thunderstorm warning. This is west central Georgia. Severe thunderstorm warning for western Spalding, Fayette County, Meriwether County, Pike County, southern Carroll County, northwestern Upson County, eastern Troup County, Coweta County, southwestern Clayton, northwestern Talbot, and Harris County until 9:45 a.m. this morning. At 9:03, severe thunderstorm was located along a line extending from Graham in Alabama to near Ridge Grove, moving east at 65 miles per hour. 60-mile-per-hour winds, the greatest threat with this line of thunderstorms. So the severe threat has ended for Roanoke. That severe thunderstorm warning has been canceled. The only warning we have in Alabama right now is going to be for central, eastern, and southern Chambers and extreme southeastern Tallapoosa near Camp Hill. Then we have that warning in west central Georgia that basically warns for this entire complex as it moves into West Georgia. Well, Susan, here's the deal. Is there anything you can do about the weather? And there's certainly nothing I can do about the weather. Contrary to popular belief, there are a lot of folks who think I have something to do with that. I don't. There's nothing we can do about it, so why not make the best of every situation? It is a very serious situation, and you guys will hear me get serious. I can, and I will. When I think somebody's life is in danger, it's a totally different story, but I do try to inflect a little humor every now and then because it's going to happen. This is not the last time we'll deal with it. It was storming when the lights were flipped on, and it'll be storming when the lights are flipped off on this old world. That's just part of it. So again, if you're watching us in Alabama, things are getting better everywhere except eastern Chambers County. If you're in West Georgia, things are going downhill quickly. This line of thunderstorms moving into West Georgia from southern Carroll County, about Bowden, all the way down through Hurd, Troup, Harris, and about to get down into the Columbus area as well. At the moment, the strongest, now the whole line is strong, but the strongest part of this moving across West Point Lake, headed right directly toward LaGrange. And there we could certainly see some 50, 60-mile-per-hour winds, some pea to golf ball-sized hail. We saw reports of that when that segment of the storm moved through Stroud in northern Chambers County. So some hail certainly likely out there on West Point Lake. And strong winds and rain, thunder and lightning in Lynette, West Point, Valley, Hughley, Casita, Langdale, all you areas down there around the valley. This line is moving in pretty quickly. Nasty in Lynette. Thank you, Ronald. Getting rough in Hughley. Let's see. Portion of tree down and road on Highway 48 around mile marker 13 west of Wedowee. So if you're on 48 west of Wedowee, heads up, the road is at least partially blocked there with a tree. Rolling Thunder in Coweta. Trying to head to church in Alexander City from Rock Mills. I had a little heat flash there. Amber, I want you to go to church. I do. I really, really, really do. But if you don't feel like it's safe, don't do it. God is going to understand. He gave you a brain to think with. Use it. Give it another 15 or 20 minutes before you get out there on the roads. The roads are covered in water right now. The severe part is moving into Georgia. If you're going from Rock Mills to Alex City, you're going down 22. We have a little something there just north of Dadeville that between Dadeville and Daviston. It's not severe. But I'd give it another 10 or 15 minutes before I drove from Rock Mills down to Alexander City. Bad in Lynette right now. Lightning bad in LaGrange. Bad in West Point and Lynette. Lots of wind in Valley. Yes, things should start to improve in Lafayette. Not yet, but the leading edge of this, which is where the worst weather is well to your southeast now, down around Lynette Valley and West Point. So things should be a little bit better in Lafayette. No tornado, Bethany. Power is out near the Kia plant. Power out in LaGrange. I told you, that's some strong wind coming at you from the west. And this whole line is moving so quickly. We're talking 65 to 70 miles per hour. So it'll be over shortly after it starts. But that initial 5 to 10 minutes is pretty rough. Maurice Wright just says that he just drove through Alexander City, new site, headed to Roanoke. Tree blocking 22 right before Davidson. So if you're out there on 22 near Davidson, you need to be aware that Highway 22 is blocked. Strong wind and small hail and no power in LaGrange. Folks down here in Lee County, we're seeing storms begin to develop from Opelika back toward Auburn and then down around Tuskegee. Though that's outside of the warning, and the Weather Service has not extended that warning any further south. Just know that we've got some strong storms now in Lee County as well. Yes, Miss Vivian, you guys look good down there in Daviston. Let me just go ahead and tell you what we got here. So, you are in the clear from severe if you are in Cleburne, Calhoun, Randolph, Clay, Talladega, Coosa, northern Tallapoosa, northern Chambers. If you are in eastern Tallapoosa, central, eastern, or southern Chambers, Lee, Harris, Troop, eastern Hurd, southern Carroll, you still have some weather in your area. But if you're in those other locations that I just mentioned, you're pretty much in the clear from severe weather for the remainder of the morning. Hailing on West Point Road in LaGrange. No question. And that's that part of that storm that gave us hail back over Stroud in Alabama. So that whole area there from Lynette all the way back up to LaGrange is got some purple in it. That's where we would expect the worst weather to be taking place. Standing Rock, you're right on the backside of it. I mean, you're pretty much out of the severe threat now. Uh-oh, Alabama State birds flying this morning. We got some trampolines turned upside down. Thank you, May. Coweta, you're on the north end of all of this. The absolute worst of it, I think, is going to be a Meriwether thing, a Troop and Meriwether thing. I mean, the southern end of this line just looks stronger than the north end, but it's still very respectable, the part that's coming through Coweta County. So, again, best case scenario here, if you want to take the course of least regret, make sure you're indoors, not your automobile, until this line of storms passes. It won't take long. This thing's trucking on to the east at about 60, 65 miles per hour, so it won't take long at all to get it through your area. Well, folks, why am I not surprised? Hold on, let me take a look at this. So those of you who know me know that I'm an emergency manager up here in Northeast Georgia, and we have a mountain rescue that just got called in up on the top of Richard Russell, so I'm going to have to go away. I'll tell you that the National Weather Service their discussions about all of this is that this line of storms is kind of maintaining. We're not seeing any tornadic activity with this. As it moves through West Georgia, it will continue on off to the east. It'll be out of LaGrange pretty quick. Most of our Alabama counties are now safe from this storm. So we're going to have to wind up this live broadcast here, as I've got a mountain rescue I've got to go deal with now. So, good Lord willing, the creek don't rise. Hopefully I won't see you back in here anymore today. Hopefully the next time we see each other will be tomorrow morning, and it'll be for our primetime forecast. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and we'll see you next time.